Mr. Vincent.
I think if I'm elected, I think all of the budgets need to be cut, including the mayor's, including the council. You know, I was last March, I was at a meeting where the council, it wasn't the council, but it was a budgetary meeting where we had 3 hours, in which the city, for 2 hours, gave an informational on it, and then for 1 hour, we had the bickering that I was discussing, the issues about the council cuts. And so absolutely, that's 1 hour wasted where we needed to really tackle the big issues, where we actually were just sitting there for 1 hour dealing with the budget of the council members and the mayor. That's just wrong. If you're going to ask everybody else to cut, I think you need to get in there and also work on your own budget and cut. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Moriarty?
Well, I also agree, if you're going to ask anybody to cut, everybody needs to cut. Again, I think the bickering is ridiculous. People need to be professional, step up to the plate, make the cuts that need to happen, and move on. It's these behaviors that are keeping us from going on and doing the business that we need to do. So if we're going to cut everybody, everybody gets cut.
I wrote that op-ed piece with Councilmember Ramirez because we had worked very, very hard. I don't know if anybody recalls, but in 2007, when the City Council was to adopt the budget that the city is now operating under, Councilmember Ramirez and I both voted against that budget. We put together a memo that pointed out the fact that the revenues and the expenditures were not accurate. We were essentially selling a bill of goods to the people of Chula Vista, and we were proven right. And the fact is that we are city council members. We're elected by you to represent all of you and to serve your interests. And the fact is that if I have to move to cut library hours and park and recreation hours and maintain a city council budget or a mayor's budget that is in excess of $650,000, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to cut bureaucracy at City Hall before I cut services in your neighborhood. I will do it. I did it then, and I'll do it in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Ms. Aguilar?
Steve and I don't agree on too many things, but on this one, we agree completely. The question was, would I cut the mayor's budget? And the answer is yes. The mayor's budget is totally out of scale in terms of the relationship between the mayor's budget and the budget of the other council members. Too much power is concentrated in the office of the mayor, and that needs to change. Each person sitting on the council has one vote, whether you're the mayor or the city council. Each person on the council deserves sufficient resources to analyze the issues so that they can make wise decisions. Now, however, the mayor's budget is so out of proportion in relation to the other council members, it's not working the way it should. So I agree with Steve.
Ms. Van Sissen?
I agree that, can you hear me?
No.
I agree that the mayor's budget should be cut. And contrary to our previous mayor, this mayor is not a coastal commissioner, and there shouldn't be over $100,000 for a environmental staff support person to this mayor. She seemed to have taken a very difficult route to get to the point where she recently agreed to cut her budget. I think that part of the problem is that she herself was so reluctant to cut the waste out of the budget when there was an obvious need, and the proportion of the mayor's budget to the city council budget is just wrong. Doesn't provide the council to adequately represent its constituents. Thank you.